Okay, this is my Criterion D for my application, the Mindtrap leaderboard. First, in this video, I'm just going to kind of walk through the app just to kind of show how it works, and then after that, I will go through each success criterion and show how that was met in the application. All right, here we go. So when the app is opened, there is a login screen first. And so in the video, I'm putting in the default username and password admin. So you get the pop-up for the login successful, and then you gain access to the Mindtrap leaderboard. So you can select a class and a student and give them a point if they guess the Mindtrap correctly for the day. And so that'll update that class's leaderboard, and you can see that student that I just selected, she went from 2 points to 3 points. She gained a point. And now I'm just kind of going through to show that when a different class is selected, it shows the different students for each class. So if you click 6th period, the 6th period students show up. If you click 5th period, the 5th period students show up, right? So there is that. Just another example of it's going to update the leaderboard automatically when a point is given to a student. And so you can kind of see the 3 different leaderboards I have going on. Okay, so now I am going to enter an invalid combination for a username and password. So just one that didn't exist. Login failed, you get that pop-up. And so now I'm going to kind of show the create an account feature. So you would enter a username, I'm just using test, and a password, which was also test, to create an account. It says the account was created successfully, and now when you enter that username and password, it is a successful login. And now we're back to the main page. Everything's still working as planned, and now I'm going to show the feature where you can subtract a point. So that student was added a point, and they went from 2 back down to 1 when the button to subtract 1 point was clicked. And so now I'm just going to kind of walk through this success criterion. So number 1, Ms. Woolweaver can access a simple GUI with drop-down menus to select the class and the name of the student who guesses the daily Mindtrap correctly. We can see that here through the drop-down menus on the left to select the class and the student, and on the right we can see all the leaderboards. Number 2, the drop-down on the GUI pulls from Ms. Woolweaver's class rosters that are contained in a Google Sheet. And we could see that when we were kind of navigating the drop-downs that when a class is picked, the students from that class do populate. Next, number 3, the leaderboard updates each time Ms. Woolweaver makes a new entry. And we can also see that here when the student is clicked and a point is given. The leaderboard automatically updates, and then it updates again when a point is subtracted. Number 4, separate leaderboards exist for all of Ms. Woolweaver's students and each individual class. We can see that also on this screen through the 3 different leaderboards that are on the screen. Number 5, the leaderboards are displayed on the GUI in a split screen format, which just means they're both on the screen at once, and we can see that here as well. Number 6, there is a login screen, and credentials are stored in a file that is read by the program to see if they exist. That was shown back here. where when the login was correct, you get this pop-up that says login successful, welcome, and then you get access to the program. There's an option to create an account. So we saw this back here where we created the account test. The password was also test. When you press create the account, the little pop-up for the account creation shows up, and then when those created username and password are typed in, now the login is successful. Next, the option to edit point totals, so meaning you can add or subtract, and that was also shown here when we added a point to the student, Kayla, and so now she has a point total of 2, and when the button to subtract a point is clicked, now we can see that that student only has 1 point. Number 9, there is a leaderboard that shows which classes have the most points. We can see that on the bottom left. It takes the point totals for all of the classes and adds them up to see which class has the most points with all of their students. And number 10, finally, Ms. Woolweaver can see all 3 leaderboards at the same time, which is also shown on this screen. We can see the class leaderboard, the leaderboard for all the students, and the leaderboard for all of Ms. Woolweaver's classes. I just want to take these last few seconds to kind of describe where I might want to go with this in the future, as I do continue to keep on editing and adding to this app. So the first thing was the login is just stored in a file. And so I think that in order to create a more secure login system, I could use some kind of encryption or just something more secure than just everything being stored in a file. Next, I would want to kind of play around with the GUI to see if I can make it more aesthetically pleasing, more visually appealing, because it is quite boring right now. It just kind of has the bare minimum, and so maybe playing around with fonts and colors could enhance that. And then lastly, I would maybe want to expand the compatibility beyond Google Sheets, because not all teachers have their rosters put in a Google Sheet, and I think that it is important to be more flexible with this so more teachers can access this if they didn't have their rosters in a Google Sheet already. And that's it. Thank you.